Offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott.
They say continue right here. Get this.
Oh, yes.
I hit it. Thank you.
Tony, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm here. Yes, sir.
It's Matt with the State. What did you think of the way DJ played in his first start? And I guess what were the conversations like with him leading up to today?
I thought he played, how I expected him to play. I think we all know it's been around him from the day he showed up. He's had just quiet confidence about himself. We know he's got the big arm, can make all the throws. He processes information, really, really well. And he's prepared each and every week, as if he's a starter. I think that he'll go back and he'll refine his game and see that he had a couple of back foot throws, that he could clean up. But when a kid goes 30 for 41 and, leads the team from 18 points down to come back and win in his first start in Death Valley, just shows that the young man has the heart of a champion.
It seemed like Travis, Cornell, and Amari really stepped up around him. Just how nice was it to have those seniors really help him out in this situation?
Definitely, that's what we told him. We told him that, hey, we can't put it all on the young guy, but and we're bigger than one player on the team, but everybody's going to have to absorb responsibility and help him get settled in and do their job. And told those guys, I don't want any heroes. You don't have to do anything more than just do your job and do your job well. And that's going to build confidence, as he gets into the game and gets going. But a lot of it's on DJ's play too, man. He showed up ready to play and knew the plan and was ready for his opportunity. But really proud of those guys, those older guys, are stepping up. Cornell was really challenged this week throughout the course of practice. On Tuesday he was really, really challenged by Coach Sweeney, and man, did he respond. To have 11 catches and over 100 yards, and he's a guy that we know has got a ton of ability. We just got to continue to push him, to be at his highest level, week in and week out.
Hey, Tony, it's Josh from,
AP, was there
hey, Tony, it's Josh from Posting Courier. Just when you say that Coach Sweeney challenged Cornell, like, what did that actually look like in practice?
Oh, I mean, just tough, hard coaching. All of our guys get coached, get coached hard, but Coach was really making it a point to, to get on him and really, really challenge him. That every play is 100 miles an hour as fast as you go, and we can see it, all the time. And then there's a couple plays where, it might not be, quite at 100%. So just really challenging him to be consistent, play in and play out.
Tony, Pete from AP, was there any evidence from DJ, given the circumstances, that he was a freshman, that he was a little bit nervous heading out there at all the last couple of days?
Not really. And I think we're kind of spoiled here, especially I can speak for myself and say I'm spoiled to have had Deshaun and then Trevor and to see how those guys responded as freshmen. I mean, they didn't respond like typical freshmen. And then you see DJ coming along in those same footsteps. So I didn't see anything other than I felt really good because he was confident, man, and he was excited and he was ready for his opportunity. And thus we saw it from the day he walked in here versus our defense in practice and scrimmages in fall camp, that he was going to be ready to play. It was just a function of everybody else around him just making sure that they were doing their job to help him.
Tony, David with ESPN. I'm curious. I'm going to assume that you started the week game planning as if Trevor was going to be your quarterback. How much adjustment did you need to make to that game plan with DJ, and how do you feel like he took the reins of what was essentially a game plan for your superstar veteran quarterback?
To be transparent, we found out on Thursday afternoon at 12:45. So by that time, pretty much the majority of the plan is already done. You're getting ready for a Thursday practice, which is just a lot of polish. So there wasn't a ton of change to the plan. And structurally, the plan was set, not so much for Trevor as much as it is when we go in, we have specific plays for each guys in our personnel, but more importantly, we tried to attack the structure. So the plan was set and just felt good. The way that he went out there and orchestrated practice on Thursday, just the command that he had, let us know that, hey, the plan doesn't need to change as we go forward.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. The fumble by Travis, it looked like it was just a high exchange on the mesh point there. Yeah,
it was. It might have been high, but Travis, Travis made a critical error right there. He didn't have a good pocket for DJ to put the ball in there, and proud of Travis too because he came off the field and immediately, he took ownership and took responsibility for it. So a lot of it was on Travis, and then I'll go back and watch and see if it was too high. But from what I saw on the replay, it looked like his pocket wasn't made securely. And anytime you're doing an exchange, it's critical that you have the integrity of the pocket made.
That being said, he bounced right back with that huge reception, and it seems like an afterthought, as exciting as the game was, but breaks Ted Brown's 40-year-old ACC rushing record. How special was that for you to be a part of?
It's special, but I told Travis in the locker room that today I saw the culmination of what I've been pushing him so hard for. A guy that understands the impact that he can have on the game, but man, he's out there playing hard for his teammates. Not that he never did, but he put it all together today. Even though he had the critical error, he took ownership from it. And I saw things today that with Trevor's there, what I'm saying, with both of those guys in the backfield, Travis may not have to do some of those things because Trevor's standing there. But I told him, I said, look, this young guy, he's going to need just to see your body language. He's going to need to just feel your energy. And I thought he brought that energy today. And then we told him that, hey, with this structure, this 8-man structure, you're not going to be able to just, run the ball. You're going to have to find the voids in the defense, which is going to cause you to pass the ball. So you're going to have to also be a passing component for us this week. And I thought he did a great job out of the backfield. Thought he was solid in protection. With the exception of the fumble, man, I thought he played one of his better games.
Hey, Tony, Lawton Swan with Clemson Sports Talk. In terms of reps going into the game, had you guys changed anything up for the second teamers, given that COVID was a possibility, or did it look like a traditional practice for you guys?
No, that was put into place from the beginning of camp, just trying to make sure that we're getting guys reps, and I'll speak specifically about my position. I'm trying to get, 5-6 guys ready to play. And in a typical, practice period, you only have 8 to 10 reps. So you got to split those reps. And so each guy is required to take a lot of mental reps on the side. So now we've been doing that, from the beginning of fall camp, just knowing that the COVID situation, anybody could be up, anybody could be down each week. So, we really haven't changed, the thought process, because we did that back in the beginning of fall camp.
Tony, Larry Williams here. Given that DJ had been banged up some, did you have to be more judicious and careful with sort of the running package of the offense with him and sort of pick your spots?
I think you got to be conscious of that, but we also told everybody up front that, man, whatever it takes, from the line, the backs, the wideouts, the quarterback, whatever it takes to win the game. And hats off to Boston College. We felt like coming into it that Boston College was going to be the best team that we played up to this point. Very, very well coached. Coach Happy's done a great job establishing the culture, and that defense structurally looks a lot like Ohio State. So we knew it was going to be a challenge that everybody was going to have to be ready to carry their part. And I wanted to make sure that Travis had an opportunity, to kind of get going. But I knew that with what they were doing on offense, the structure, that we were going to have to find some chunk plays. And it just so happened that, I thought about mid-second quarter, we were starting to settle in a little bit in the running game. We were able to get more 4 or 5 yards a clip, but we needed to get some chunk plays, play some complimentary football to there in the first half.
Tony, this is Grace Trainer with The Athletic. I think Coach Sweeney said, or the broadcaster said, that Trevor zoomed in and talked to the team last night. Is there anything you can share just about that conversation and what you think that meant to the guys?
Yeah, that question you have to ask Coach Sweeney because that's Coach Sweeney's time. So when I have my time during the week when I address the group and talk to them, and I get my time on Friday afternoons, I get my time on Saturday mornings. But Friday nights, that's Coach Sweeney's personal time with them. So I wasn't sitting in the meeting, so I don't know the exact communication because us coaches, we allow Coach Sweeney. That's when he's at his best, is when he has the guys and he can deliver his message. So Coach Sweeney will be able to tell you a little bit better what that conversation was because I didn't actually hear it.
Hey, Tony, it's David Hood.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I think I also heard that when Coach Sweeney went to look for DJ, he found him in the film room alone. Is that
Yes.
kind of fitting? Can you describe how that went? And is that fitting for DJ? I mean, is that kind of how you find him a lot?
So Coach may he may bring this up, but so it's about 12. It was probably about 12:45 on Thursday. And, I scheduled my haircut downstairs and got done with it. I was walking back upstairs. I peeked my head in the quarterback room and DJ was in there watching film. I'm oblivious to what's going on. So then I go back and sit down and start finishing up, the finishing touches for the practice. And coach comes in and he drops the bomb and says, "Hey, Trevor's out." I said, "Okay, that's good, man. We've been here before." And I drew my confidence from the fact that, man, I was a first-time coordinator and had Coach Stout. And I just remember how the guys rallied around him. And so that was going to be my objective, just to get these guys to rally around DJ. And I said, "Hey, DJ is right there in the quarterback room." So he walked in there, shut the door, and they had a great conversation. And per some of the things that Coach Sweeney was looking for, he immediately had some confirmation through that conversation. And then that's really, then we're going forward. So there was no communication after that about, hey, we got to reset the plan, restructure the plan. It's like, hey, this is the plan based off of the structure, and we're just going to challenge this young man because we know we can do it. And he went out there and he executed.
Coach Elliott, Rob Gilchrist, WCRS 1450 AM, 98.5 FM in Greenwood. What are your thoughts on how Powell played today? He seemed to be the go-to guy for DJ. And what do you see with a very tough and talented Notre Dame defense coming up next week?
You know, to be honest with you, I haven't peeked at Notre Dame's defense. We have guys that on the support staff that go a week ahead, and I try to stay focused and locked in on the plan. But and I really hadn't seen them much in crossover, so I can't accurately answer that that question. I know from past experience playing them, they're going to be very well coached. They're going to be hard nosed. They've always had a very good front. Linebackers are downhill and they're talented in the secondary. So I'm looking forward to it. As for Cornell, we were in a situation we were rolling 4 receivers, and those guys did a tremendous job in terms of their versatility. A lot of those guys had to play different spots to be able to spell guys throughout the course of the game. But, Cornell's a guy that we know he's got a ton of potential, and now it's his time. He's kind of waited his turn. He's battled through some situations. He's battled through some disappointment where guys may have beat him out, and really challenged him this week to play fast, to go make plays. All those guys, him and Amari. Amari was a guy that you saw him a lot more into the boundary because of our personnel situation. We had to use him there. Just really proud of Cornell and his response. And the challenge going forward is just to get him to bring that intensity every single day, because I think when he does that, then the chemistry and the cohesion with the quarterbacks continues to strengthen and just gives us another weapon.
Hey,
Coach,
Tony,
it's Trevor.
with Clemson 24/7. Was Frank like a game time decision? Was he limited a little bit today?
Yeah, Frank was a game time decision. Both him and Joe just trying to get those guys. They're just battling bumps and bruises and nicked up. And we knew in this game that we were going to be challenged. We're going to have to play fast. And the only way that we can execute is if everybody's playing fast. And obviously I wasn't there for their warm ups, but trust Coach Sweeney's assessment, Coach Grissom's assessment. And for me, when it comes to wide out, I'm just whoever's out there. I just try to call the plan based off of the personnel out there.
Hey, Tony, I'm curious, do you ever get nervous in a game when you're down like 18 early? You guys in one possession close games have an insanely good record. I think 24-4 in the last 6 or 7 years. Do you feel that, or is it just calm and cool as you guys go?
For me, the nerves come, prior to the game. If there are any nerves, they come prior to. I try to make sure that once the game kicks off, that I'm as calm and collected as I can be. That's why I prefer being up in the box, because I can get out of the hustle and bustle of the game and just kind of assess things. But I thought that early on, we were moving the football, but we were our own worst enemy. We had some critical errors there. Obviously, the glaring one was with Travis. We gave up the sack. Everybody's going to say, it's on the offensive line, but actually it was a misassignment by one of the wideouts that forced him to squeeze the ball. He had to look. DJ knew exactly where he was going with the ball. We had a misassignment by one of the wideouts that forced him to kind of hold the ball, and then by that time, in that empty protection, we weren't able to hold up. So, I thought we were moving the ball. It wasn't really anything at that point that Boston College was doing to stop us. Nothing that we hadn't seen. Nothing we weren't prepared for. We just didn't execute in some critical situations. So that gave me confidence. And then when I came in at halftime and I saw the look in the guys' eyes, man, that their heads were up. Man, their eyes were. They were looking at me to give them a message. They were excited to get out there and go fight. And I told them before the game, my message to them was that this is going to be a game that you're going to remember forever, because we have an opportunity to show everybody what our DNA is, and that the program is bigger than a coach, it's bigger than a player, and it's a great opportunity for guys who have been preparing for this moment to go out and play. So not nervous during the game, just trying to stay focused on, okay, where can I find another chunk play? Where can I get some ball control plays to help play complementary football?
Coach, it's Trevor again. Boston College had 6 interceptions coming into the game, and DJ had the one sack, but that was all. How impressed were you just with his poise and decision making and getting out of bad plays? It looked like he avoided some sacks and got rid of the ball when he needed to.
Well, and that's stuff that we've seen him do. I mean, he has that knack, and I've described him and compared him to Deshaun with that quiet confidence. He never gets rattled. He's got the ice water in his veins. He's got a little bit of Mahomes in him because he can make majority of the throws on his back foot. He can make them off balance. He can change arm angles, and then he has the rifle arm like Trevor. So he's got a tremendous future ahead of him. But that's what we've seen out of him. It seems like even though the more we challenge him in practice, the more we put on his plates, he's never been overwhelmed. So that gave us confidence there. And with the exception of the couple of the field out routes, that he missed, was a little bit high on that. I thought he was relatively accurate. Guys made some plays, which you got to do. I mean, a young guy out there trying to put the ball in places. And I thought our guys did a good job of going and making the catch required. Which we didn't do probably last week, but our guys were able to make that catch to help that quarterback's confidence continue to grow.
Tony, this is Matt again. Do you expect to have Trevor back next week? And if not, what are your thoughts on DJ going to Notre Dame and making his first road start?
Oh, I mean, I don't know the situation on Trevor yet. Obviously, those conversations are Danny Poole and Coach Sweeney, and I'm sure Coach Street will be involved. So I don't know the actual, protocol in terms of when he'll be back. But, hey, if he's there, he's there. If it's DJ, then, the standard doesn't change. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. We all got to be ready to be the same situation. Now he's got some experience. Not going to ask him to go out there and do anything other than, man, just be yourself, own the plan, manage the plan, and make the plays that are there.
That's it for Coach Elliott. We'll have Travis Etienne next.
I appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Coach.